Hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I just realized I don't even have on lip balm. Oh well, it's just me. It's been a rough week.
Right?
Oh, how are you doing today?
It's Friday. It's just I finally caught up from the week.
On Friday?
Yeah.
It took the whole week?
Yeah. Like when
Dang.
you have people who just don't listen to you or don't remember what you told them,
Oh,
it just makes them that much more difficult.
oh
Hey
well.
Susan, hey Black Lavender, hey Willow.
Hi. Okay. Welcome everybody to the commentary zone at night. As you enter the room, please give us a thumbs up just because we asked you to. Please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And most importantly, tell a friend so that they can come and join us in all the shenanigans. Oh my God. Excuse me. I need to have a drink because it's
Mhm.
just been one of those lifetimes. Mm, mm. Okay, so today this is really my favorite show, and it's the only show that I'm watching like 3 or 4 seasons of at one time. Um, Married at First Sight Australia season 6, episode 21 and 22. Hot mess.
Wait, this is too good. I I was like, what? I pretty much hollered through the whole show. It was that
you,
good.
you know how you always say that it was an effort to go through a 2-hour show? Like you get to the end of this and you're like,
I
wait,
was
what?
mad. I was mad it was over.
Now you see why I find ways to watch extra.
Like if you could watch it, if this had no commercials. Oh,
Well,
I would be watching.
you know how I watch it. There's no
Yeah,
commercials, so it's even worse because there's like no anticipation. It cuts one scene and goes right into
I
the
love
next one.
I
Oh,
love that. That's why I don't watch Bravo shows like that. 'Cause I need to watch it straight through.
mm-hmm. Okay, so it's the morning of the commitment ceremony, and we just see some of the couples and like little snippets into their boring hotel
Hmm.
life. Anything that you want to talk about regarding, because they showed Billy and Susie, Tamara and Dan, Jessica and Mick, Cyril and Nick. Wait, Jessica and Mick, Cyril and Nick, Jules and Cameron, Martha and Michael, Dino and Melissa. Mm.
I mean, we might as well just go couple by couple and just break it all down because this was good.
All right, so let's start with Billy and Susie. Billy and Susie and Tamara and Dan are now moving into the hotel apartments because remember they were the last two couples to get married, and so they had their honeymoon, and so now they're playing catch up, so they're now moving in. um Billy and Susie, I don't like her.
Me neither. And we gonna get to that because that was some. Whoo.
Let me tell you, to do the thumbnail for today, I was watching on my television and on my monitor trying to get a snip. So the television was a little bit further
Hmm.
in the stream than what I was watching online so that I could see what interesting snippet was coming up that I could snip it a few minutes later on the computer to get the thumbnail.
She was just a whole mess. So we're at the commitment ceremony, right?
Yeah, it's before
Perfect.
they go. So we just
Before they go.
see, yeah, Susie and Billy moving in, Tamara and Dan moving in. But Tamara, she ain't waiting for tonight. She's
Nope.
just like, what the hell was happening at that dinner last night? I'm
She is
territorial.
not.
I've
She's
pissed
not
on
here for
you.
it.
Mm-hmm.
She is not here for it. And I'm like, I love you. You're probably my new favorite cast member. Now that Bronson's
Mm-hmm.
gone, still love me some Cyril, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Tamara. Tamara, is it Tamara or Tamara?
I think it's Tamara.
Tamara. I,
Yeah.
I'm here for her. She
But
let him
I
know straight out the gate though, like this is what it is.
but I like how she approached it. She asked him if Jessica
Hmm.
was flirting with him.
He told the truth. I was like,
Yes,
a good job. You're
but it
getting to
was
know
a
your wife.
test. It was a test. It really was. But he left out the most important part, that Jessica was rubbing up all on him underneath the table.
Oh no, but she said that. I think
Mm.
she. I think did she say it that she was rubbing? Like somebody said it, but he didn't lie about it. I'm like, good job, Dan. You know your wife. You getting to know your wife
Well,
because she'd ate him up if he had lied.
he said that, but it was in a confessional. It wasn't to Tamara, because
Right.
Tamara
Okay.
flipped the hell out. He
Hmm.
said in a confessional that Jess was rubbing on his leg under the table. And then we flipped to Jessica and Mick. And Jessica woke up feeling very remorseful about what happened last night.
Mm,
Why? You was just sloppy, girl. Just nasty sloppy. Hitting on everybody except your husband.
right. Everybody.
Stripping at the table. What was that?
That's some thirst bot stuff right there.
But I was here for it last week, though. Is
Right.
it bad that I wanted to know how low she was gonna go?
No, because you could just see the thirst. Like she just needed like a hose. I mean, like
I'm gonna recommend to the production company to see if they could legally put cameras underneath the dinner table, just to catch all of that action that's going on. Edit out crotches, but I want to see what these hoes doing underneath the table. Just saying.
that was a whole. Whew, that child, that child, that child.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got. Oh, what did you think about Jessica saying, after she admits that she was remorseful? Not really. She says that she shouldn't have said anything to Mick. And she shouldn't have given attention to Dan. Do you believe her?
No,
I believe her on one,
which
because
one?
she shouldn't have given. I believe when she says she shouldn't have given. She shouldn't have said anything to Nick, because he rebuffed her. She don't regret what happened with Dan, because
Right.
Dan did not.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I feel in her mind she should have saved all of her ammunition for just
But
Dan, because he
then
was the open receptacle.
he was new.
I remember what it was like to be hoish. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, that was the one inconsistency I had with her. She says she wants attention from Mick, but he pushed her away last night after he saw you undressing across the table.
Right.
Jules gave him the heads up and said, "Go watch your wife."
And you called him a predator, so that was kind of not nice.
Oh, she was dead wrong. Oh, yeah, she was dead wrong for that. But okay, so then we move on to Cyril and Nick, and they're still in separate apartments. I feel bad for that. I feel bad for Cyril, not really for Nick. He should be used to her temper by now, but I feel bad for Cyril. I don't know why.
But I know what's wrong with her though. It's easy. Like she loves that man. She hasn't said it yet, but you could. I'm like, oh, you really love him. I'm like, ooh, this is why you crazy.
She wouldn't have put the paws on Martha defending him if she didn't.
But you could just see it. Like she just doesn't know what to do. Like she's just so afraid. I'm like, oh, you love him, and because now I know I'm gonna jump ahead in this spot, but when they're on the couch and all everything, like he said leave, and she knew it. She knew he was ready to go. This was like her perfect out to just run away, but she chose to stay. And that tells I'm like, whoa, you understand, like you're getting it, you love this man. I'm hoping Nick realizes it. I think he does, but I'm hoping he really understands like what a big deal that was for her not to run away from him like that, because he left. She could just easily just ran away too and just been done with it, but she loves that man.
Honestly, I think you see it in the evolution of every apology that she's made. Remember the first one with Martha, where she apologized, but then Martha tried to get under her skin again. But with each apology, it became more sincere. And I don't think you apologize that much and with that level of sincerity and to that many people if you do not love who you are
Mm-hmm.
apologizing about. Because if I don't give
Totally agree.
a crap about you, who I'm gonna apologize to? No, it is what it is.
Totally agree. She is in. She is in for him, and I was
Mm-hmm.
so happy to see that. And like he was smiling. He didn't. I don't think he really wanted to leave. He was just like he said. He was pushed to. He was pushed to
Mm-hmm.
put leave. And when she said stay, I'm like, oh, I got
Mm-hmm.
you. I'm like, good job, good. And I know we're jumping ahead, but when like Nick like gave like a thumbs up to Cameron and
Yeah.
nodded,
Yeah.
I was like,
Because, Cameron and Jules, they're kind of like the little pep squad behind all of these couples
mm-hmm,
because I guess everybody looks at them because they seem to have gotten it right.
mm-hmm,
Um, they had a small little snippet in here. They were looking lovey-dovey at them.
right.
There's nothing really much to recount, and that's why I didn't even make a note about them because nothing has gone wrong with them. It's
That,
so irritating, but so cute.
but I love the
Um,
production for that though. They do not waste time on couple who don't have anything.
mhm.
They're like, okay, we're gonna put you on the screen for like 2 seconds. Okay, thank you, bye.
Yeah, you're a fluke because I think they do it on purpose. They match people that they know will cause sparks. Um, with these two, I I think they're kind of pleasantly surprised. Because I think Australia has the worst matching record ever.
And then I can see you can see where they're going, but then just
Mhm.
all goes wrong somewhere. Always, it's like I see where
Mhm.
they're going. I see what happened here. It's like okay, like
Yeah.
Bronson and Ennis, like for example, Bronson and Ennis on paper looked good, but then you got to see what she was all about. Like, oh no, that's wrong. Y'all did Bronson wrong for that.
I guess
And Matt and Lauren, for example, like they started off so well. It was like a very
on
good
paper they
match.
made so much sense.
Yes, until she came out with all the other stuff and like what she
But
liked.
it wasn't that aggressive. She wasn't asking for the dungeon.
Right. Well, she knew. I think she kind of knew he couldn't handle that right away. But it just blew his little mind. He couldn't. He just couldn't handle it. He could not handle it. So I get that it's not all their fault. It's just ma'am, if you would disclose these proclivities, we probably wouldn't have put you with him.
Oh my god.
But back to
Well,
Cam and Jewel, they're the ones you were like, yay, we love you, but get off my couch.
yeah. Yeah, the highlight of their clip was he buckled her shoe with loving eyes. Whatever.
Right.
Then we have Martha and Michael. They're fighting over blueberries. I don't know. I guess she needs something to go to the couch with.
Her real personality is coming out. That's what that is. He's seeing the real Martha now, like how she's not as affectionate. It's all about her. I'm like, oh yeah, you realizing that she's selfish.
But we saw that
And
from the beginning. Like, how did
right,
he miss it?
but the haze is worn off. Like
Mm,
the physical attraction haze has worn off, and he's like, hold up.
okay.
He's like, hold up. Like, you really not gonna reciprocate my affection? Okay. He's that's why he said something.
Okay. Okay. I can agree
We
with
see
that.
we see it because we're on the outside. We're like, oh, we know what you
Yeah.
about. We know what
Yeah.
you about. We see you, and you friends
Cause
with Jessica. We see you.
she's never really hidden it. She owns it.
Hmm.
She owns it that she's very much self-absorbed
Hmm.
and proud of it too. Dang. Um, hey Trey. Hey Susan. Hey Willow. Okay, who else do we have here?
Ning and Mark, they were
Ugh,
cute.
yeah. I'm so happy that they're getting along. I really
Me
am.
too. I won't say I've always liked them. I've just rooted for them because you could see how it could work, but it was more on her than on him. And
I
he
I
was
want her to be
so funny.
happy. She deserves somebody to make her happy. She's gone through so much.
And their banter is hilarious to me. They crack me up. They crack me up because they're getting each other, they're knowing each other, and she's like laughing, and she's like, I think she's gotten it, like, oh, he really likes me. He's not running away. Like I'm like this. Any man who doesn't run away from you when you say you got 3 kids, ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. And
And then the whole
honestly, I think he's still taken aback sometimes at some of the things that come out of her mouth, but not in a bad way. I think, like, you saw it at the wedding where she was just like, "I'm not here for you. I'm only here for the food and drink." And he could have been insulted by that. That's one thing I admire about him and Bronson. Both of their brides came up there and basically insulted them, and they took it in stride. They did not take personal offense to it.
That's what her and Jessica are buddies. I like to see just go after Michael. That would be comedy.
Oof.
That would be gold.
It would be. But I think he's too effeminate for not saying that he's feminine. It's just I think he's too soft. He's not big
He's
and
too
burly
pretty.
and rough, and
He's
he
too
has no
pretty.
tattoos. Yeah. I
I
don't
mean, if
see
he,
Jess looking at him at all.
quiet as is kept, he got better hair than Martha.
Yes, he does.
So
Yes,
yeah.
he does. But he also has his straightening game down, because didn't she say before that he takes an extra long time to get the frizz out of his hair? Bet you she was taking notes. And last but not least, we have Dino and Melissa. She is still stressing out over this possible recording.
Oh, poor Melissa.
Just say you want out.
Yeah.
And he has the nerve to say he looking forward to the commitment ceremony so that the experts can control the conversation. With her?
Right. That was interesting.
She just goes from 0 to 1,000 in 2 seconds. Like, she's sitting there calmly, and then next thing you know, the hands are going, and she's just freaking the hell out. I don't think I'd be scared to have a conversation with her. That's the honest truth. There's too much animation going on. Okay,
I think
so
if she's too, for me, she's just too emotional. I don't, like I said before, I just don't do well with that.
But in a way, I can kind of see why she's upset.
Oh yeah.
It's not cool somebody recording you without your permission. And then you've been sleeping with this person for 5-ish weeks. What else have they done? Unbeknownst to
That's a good
you.
point.
Yeah. And then he won't present what he supposedly recorded. Well, what are you going to do with it? Why don't you delete it and delete it in my presence so that I can see and not so many things were swirled through my head regarding that. Okay, so now we get to the pre-commitment. Oh yeah, so they did this different. The boys and girls separate, and they go and they chat, but I think they divided them up into more groups, but smaller groups. Because before, I think it was just 2 groups with a lot of girls in each and a lot of boys in each. But I don't think any of these groups had more than 3 people in them. It was usually paired off in 2 persons per group. Did you see that?
That's the way I took it too. I was like, this is a new concept, but okay, let's go with it.
Okay. And we saw Nick talking with Cam, and I think that was a wise choice to put them 2 together to help guide him. And Jules had Cyril. Jesus. I hope that they're paying Cam and Jules like extra for being counselors or experts. But yeah, Cyril is really worried that Nick is going to reject her.
He's not rejecting her. He's rejecting her behavior. That's what she's not understanding. But I think she's getting it.
Yeah, It takes a little while with her.
Yes.
But you know what? I think these are probably the only people who have ever gotten through to Cyril in life. So
Exactly.
that's a bonus. And she says she thinks it might be too late to see if she can fix things between them now. But as long as she writes down stay, he gonna have to stay. So that's still a chance.
And he didn't want to, like, the thing is, he didn't want to leave. Like I stated earlier, he doesn't want to leave. He felt like he was pushed to leave. And that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference.
Yep. Okay, so then we have Tamara, who's paired off with Heidi. And she comes straight out. I didn't like how Jess was flirting with Dan.
Like I said, here for her.
But Heidi told her she has to watch her husband's response because Jess can do whatever. But that's your husband. It's like he could do what Nick did and dismiss it, or he could encourage the rubbing under the table like how he did. Two totally different responses to the same overture. So I think Heidi was spot on with that.
Heidi's like very intuitive. Like her and Jules, like very observant.
Whose wedding are y'all talking about in the chat?
Cam and Jules.
Wait, their first wedding or the second wedding?
I think Susan's referring to the second official wedding.
Oh, they legal. Yeah, that was real pretty. And their cute little baby. Aww.
Like Jules is stunning. Like I was just like, I'm like, maybe it's the red hair.
You know what it is? She has that 1940s Hollywood pinup glamour starlet from Hollywood kind of thing. She's got that beautiful flamboyant red hair like Rita Hayworth, and she's got the curve. She got that Coke bottle figure, you know, that just is very like old school starlet.
She's very Grace Kelly with like red hair for me. That's what she strikes me as. That's what she gives me. That Grace Kelly, like poise. You know, I just like her a lot. Cam, those two together are just amazing.
Yeah.
But back to the therapy session.
Okay, so then we have Billy sitting with Dan. And Billy saying that he's in the friend zone with Susie. You ain't even in no zone with Susie.
Sorry, you're the barista at Pete's. Who are you talking about?
I don't know. But he knows that he's not her type of man. At least he's seen it, like he's acknowledged it, you know? He is very sweet, Susan. He's just too sweet for her.
I think she's talking about Jules.
Oh, sorry. I need to look at the other screen because I can't. The font is too small on my other monitor. Okay, she is sweet. Who else? Susie is paired off with Martha and Jess. Oof. These three together.
Right.
No way. Susie goes straight in. She's not impressed with Billy. She feels like she's with a child. Jess is bored with that conversation and with Susie and switches the topic to Dan. And Susie comes straight out and asks if she's attracted to Mick at all. And Jess lies and says that she was at first, but now he's not white hot something like Dan.
Yeah, I don't know what she was talking about. When she talks, I tend to tune her out, if I'm being completely honest.
This was just so weird, but I guess Jess feels like since there haven't been any repercussions to what she did at the dinner, she can continue. Like she's got the green light from Dan. She hasn't heard anything from Tamara. I guess she figures it's A-okay. Oof.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Let's see. Mick and Michael are talking. And Mick knows what they're saying about Jessica
Mm-hmm.
from the dinner and how she was saying how cute Dan was. And it's had an effect on him. Like, he's so over this mess.
And he knew. And the thing is, he knew too, and that's the cold part. Like he kind of knew from the beginning, like that Jess wasn't into him like that, and
Mhm.
I felt bad for him because it's sucks going in. Like remember how they got married was just so cold, and how they talked about him, and he could hear it. I'm like, see, I don't like that. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
And he seems like a really nice guy. I don't like, he's not my cup of tea, but we could be friends. Like, I don't see anything in particular wrong with him, though.
Well, it's just doesn't see him as Instagram worthy. That's all.
Then take him to the barber every week.
That's all it really is. He's not Instagram like he's not Instagram ready.
See, that's the difference between her and Martha. Martha would have made that a pet project and made him Instagram ready. But okay. Next, we see Mel talking with Ning, and I think this was a good pairing too, because Ning knows how, like, I guess she can settle her down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what did she say about Dino? Oh yeah, she says that she did try to get to know him, but it's been difficult. And now, after everything that's happened, she doesn't even know who she's been with, which I kind of understood what she was saying with that.
Exactly. I felt her on that. It's like I thought there was one person. I think she could deal with the
Mhm.
eccentricities, but I
Mhm.
don't think she could deal with the betrayal, and that's where it really fell apart.
Yeah, yeah. She said once the trust was broken, it was done for her.
But I have a question for you, and maybe I'm thinking this in
Mhm.
the wrong way. Do you think? How can I put this? I guess what I want to know is why didn't he just lay there and then talk to her the next day? Like, you know what? I wasn't asleep. I know you thought I was, but I heard what you said. Can we talk about it? Like, why didn't he go it that way? Why
He did
record
at
somebody?
first, remember? Remember the
I know.
recording didn't come up at first and she was already off the tracks. He just made it worse by saying that's why I
Mm,
recorded you.
okay, gotcha. Okay. Some more, I just wouldn't do it that way. That's all.
Oh, I wouldn't have either. I probably never would have brought it up knowing her.
Mm-hmm. Even better point.
But he wanted camera time.
That too. You gotta
But
give him
camera
that.
time got him booted off the show.
That too. Well,
Or
actually,
maybe he had an appointment to go to.
him saying leave got him booted. He could put stay and made her stay. How he
Mm-mm.
really wanted to. If he
I
were
don't think
really,
he was into her
he
though.
wasn't. He wasn't. Let's just be honest. He wasn't into her. He liked her as a friend. They could be like wing buddies, but no. And I
Honestly,
like them
there were
both.
a lot of other boys that he would have been a better match with than Mel. And yes, I said boys.
So stupid. I can't do.
Like, I could see him with Billy
Yeah, I can
doing the
kind of.
calendar shots. Yeah.
That was interesting. That was interesting as
Oh
well.
yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So now we get to the commitment ceremony. John announces that they've reached the halfway mark in the experiment. Dan and Tamara are first up on the couch.
Love Tamara. Gonna keep saying that. We gonna ride for Tamara because she was not backing down. She said what she had to say. This is what would happen, and that was that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like them together though.
I do. And you know what? There's certain things about Dan that I really like as an individual. Like, he takes his parental role really seriously. He's like, I want to meet the right woman before I introduce her to my son. Like
Mm-hmm.
he says so many things that sound right and check off the boxes. But then he lets a gutter snipe like Jessica massage his leg under the table and strip in front of him, in front of
My
his
thing is,
wife.
my thing,
Ew.
Tamara's hotter. That's just my opinion.
She is.
I'm like, why you? Here's the thing, and I understand. I would say men do this more than women. I don't understand why men will entertain something that's less than what they got at home. I will never understand that.
But here's what shocks me. She is supposed to be married to someone who's right across the table from y'all. And she's making advances to you. Say, suppose you two do get together. Are you going to be comfortable knowing what level she did with you to get with you, that she's not going to leave you for the next one?
Right?
Like that would be rolling through my head.
Is that the woman you want to introduce to your son? I mean, let's call a thing a thing.
He didn't, right?
What?
He didn't introduce her. Months after, he still hadn't introduced her. They were living together.
Who was living together?
Dan and Jessica.
Oh, wow.
There's a whole YouTube clip of it having a flicking meltdown on live TV interview.
Wow.
Yes. So the best is yet to come with these two morons, I swear.
Tamara, like she's just way hotter than Jess Star. That's just my opinion.
He did her dirty. But then what do you expect when you're cavorting with people like Jessica?
Exactly. You can't lie with dogs and not expect to get fleas. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend.
It is what it is. You get what you reap what you sow. You got what you deserve.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the two of these, they decide to stay. Both Tamara and Dan decide to stay. No big surprise, they just got married.
Right.
Yeah. So the next one on the couch is Ning and Mark, and they had a great week. They had they admit that romance is new to both of them, which is really sweet. He did something so simple with her. They went flower shopping, and she said that he picked out a bouquet of these exotic florals that not only reminded her of like home, but he said that they were exotic, that they reminded him of her. And like that, I was like,
you gotta love those two because you can just see the connection growing, and I'm like, yes, keep going, y'all doing it.
Mm-hmm. I want them to last. I really do.
Oh, most definitely.
So both of them vote to stay. Okay, I saw something Cyril said about Jessica pop up, the best line I ever heard. Oh, can you remember it? Please tell us. We love anything that comes out of Cyril's mouth, honestly. Next on the couch, we have Cyril and Nick. They are still sleeping in separate apartments. She admits that she's had a very rough week. The dinner party was not easy for her. She goes on to recount everything that happens this week. She owns up for her actions. She makes apologies again to everybody concerned, including her husband, and she's owning all of her behavior.
She was amazing.
She admits that she's going to lose her husband. Oof.
Like, what can you say? She was like the MVP. She's one of the MVPs of this whole episode. She's getting it, and the fact, like I said, the fact that she wanted to stay, like, tells me she's not running anymore. That she loves this man.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice the bronzer highlighter combination on her? Remember how I told you that I don't think it works well with their lighting? It kind of makes her look like a cyborg, or like Mercy and Madame.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, did you notice it? Did you?
I really didn't, to be completely honest. I
You
didn't.
didn't? Oh, on the
I
couch she looked horrible.
I realized in the way the light hit her, it didn't. She wasn't as she normally looks like beautiful, but I could see the lighting wasn't quite right for that particular shade.
Mm-hmm. And I don't. She uber contours her nose. I'm gonna need her to back off with that brush. That's all. Okay, so
I just brought it up for you.
oh, okay. Cyril told Jessica she was like a 7. Yes, and no truer words were spoken. Quite honestly. Thank you,
Well,
Susan. It's
I
true though.
mean, if the truth is the truth, it's the truth. Hey, you gotta run with it.
Mm-hmm. So, like you said, Nick said he's tried to be patient, but he's been pushed too far. He decides to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And Cyril decides to stay.
He
She
wasn't mad
fighting
about
for
it
a
either.
man.
He wasn't mad either.
Nope.
He was like, okay.
Yeah, because he says that he's just gonna have to take it on. And
He,
she says that she gonna fight for him.
they're great. I love them too. They just, there's pretty much you can root for almost every couple on this show. I said almost. There's some couple I really don't care about you.
And I love that Ning goes over and hugs Cyril when they go back to the other couch.
I'm so proud of you.
Man, she had a rough week though. She needed that like extra little piece of loving though. Aww. It looks like some genuine friendships are formed on this show despite the circumstances. So that's also
because you're
nice
going
to
through it
see.
together, and no one can understand what you're going through at that time, but the people around you. That makes complete sense.
Okay, so next up we have Jules and Cameron. They went shopping for plants last week.
And they're in love. So thank you, love you.
Yeah, both decide to say next.
Right.
Dino and Melissa are next. Jesus.
Yeah.
They do space out they ratchet very well.
They do. They could, to be honest with those two, they both could have just opened up and said, leave, and just got off my couch. I mean, we knew where it was going.
Yeah. She started to go way overboard. But John finally cuts her off and says, I see where this is going. Like, let's just stop it. Gotta appreciate John.
John was the MVP of this episode.
How many MVPs do you have?
No, I mean, I said there was a couple, but he is the MVP of this episode. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, and of course, both of them decide to leave. Yeah. But before they get off the couch, as usual, Dino puts a wrench in everything and says that he has a poem for Melissa.
The reactions had me screaming because it was just too funny. Like they didn't know what to do.
Child, that line where he put in, and before the next man slams you. What?
That's why y'all was just like, I don't know what to say to that.
Everybody on the other couch fell out. Ay, ay, ay. But at least he was able to make her laugh. She embraced him and they went back to the couch. So I think all is not lost, not romantically, but at least they could part this without such a bitter taste in their mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, which was the best that he could hope for. Next up, Heidi and Mike. Good week for them. Heidi feels like she's broken the cycle.
I like them together too. I like Heidi more than Mike, but I like them both.
I agree with you on that. I do. I just my spirit hasn't 100% come to Mike because I want to hope that he's finished gallivanting for women.
He's with him. He's more like he's gonna take a lot longer than the others because he's been single for so long. So he has to learn not to be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just tell there's genuine affection for her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm hopeful with this couple.
Yeah. And Susan and Willow, the poem was really out there. I think it had a lot of Australian euphemisms and slang in it, where we missed most of it. But basically, he was just wishing her the best, and just kind of like he hopes that this experience preps her for the next relationship, and hopefully she'll have sex then. It was kind of cool. It was weird though. But what do you expect from Dino? Okay, so both Heidi and Mike decide to stay. Did you see in the confessional how he was holding her neck? It's little things like that just I can't 100% get on board the Mike train.
Yeah, he's a little rough around the edges, but he's okay. I think he's an okay guy.
Yeah, yeah. Next up, Martha and Michael.
The forgettables.
She wants him to be assertive and take control, and then turns around and tell him, "But I have to have my way."
Right.
Typical Martha.
Here's the with Martha. She's like, I want you to take control so I can shoot that down. We can just still do it my way. That's what she wants.
So annoying. But they both decide to stay. They just want a camera time, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Susie and Billy. Oof. I'm gonna let you do this one because I need a male's perspective on what happened here.
She was terrible to him for no reason. Like she just kept going on and on what was wrong with him. Mm-hmm. He was too nice. When she said he complimented too much and said like he kept saying that she was beautiful and that she was so nice and this and that, and they're looking at her and she was complaining. They're looking at her like, what is wrong with you? Everyone looked at her like she was crazy. Everybody. They're like, oh. And one of the experts, I'm not sure if it was John, he was like, so you're I think it was the lady. She's like, so he tells you that you're beautiful. Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem. It's just too much. It's just too much. I'm like, okay. So she kept going and going. And when Johnson is like, look, I'm gonna stop you right there. Mm-hmm. And then he went in on her and just read her. I was like, wow. He's like, look, you're condescending. You're rude.
And cruel.
Yeah.
And she feels like she's better than him or something.
So do you think you're better than him? No, I don't. He's like, well, the way you speak to him, it is. You speak to him with contempt. I was like, ooh.
Yes.
Speak on it, John. Speak on it. And everyone, like, did you see the reaction of the other on the couch? They were just stunned.
Yeah, they were all like this.
Like, he just went in. You knew it was gonna be bad. When he said, "Like, hold up, I'm gonna stop you right there," I was like, "Oh yeah, he about to go in," and her face just cracked. Her lipstick cracked. Poor little Billy was in there. Like, I'm like, dude, you have a right to feel how you feel on that. Like, you absolutely have a right. Now, me personally. Now, if you want my perspective, where I would probably just cussed her out, and I'd have went in on her myself because I was raised with the thought that you tell people how to treat you. So by him not stepping up and saying like, this is not okay, you can't speak to me this way, I don't appreciate it. He showed her that he was going to take it, and the way John reacted is the way he needed to react to her, because you can tell Like she's one of those people who you can't give her an inch. I'm not giving her a millimeter if I'm being quite frank.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to put her in her place when it's needed. And John just he's like, I'm cool with this. Let's go. And she had nothing to say, and she had nothing to say because she could not refute what he said. And then it was hilarious in her confessional. She's like, well, it was all about what I did wrong, and like Billy's perfect. It's like, well, no, ma'am. Like he told you, he's only going by what he sees on this couch, and what you showed him on the couch was deplorable.
I want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice how she converses with Billy?
Mm-hmm.
Billy will start to say something and she overtalks him, and louder and more aggressive, and it kind of shuts him down. She did that throughout with every argument that they were in, and then on the couch. And then when John cut her off, John used the same technique on her that she was doing to Billy. And
Yep.
not in a rude way. Like, she's very cruel. John was just firm and to the point, and not letting her get any of her BS excuses in, because they just didn't make any sense. I didn't
Right.
understand what she was complaining about regarding Billy calling her pretty. You the
I
ugliest thing
mean,
up here.
damn, Debbie, like that.
No, but her insides make her ugly on the outside. I don't care how much of a little Russian, nesting doll you look like. You are ugly. What spews out of your mouth is
Mm-hmm.
horrible.
And you can tell people let her get away with that.
I'm sure
So,
her dad encouraged it because he's just like that too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I was like, cause see where I come from. I don't know about how it is with you guys. Like when as soon as he came up to me and said something like that, if my father was like, if I were him, my dad was there. I don't know, my dad need to come handle you. I'm one of those type people. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm gonna have someone else come handle you, and it's gonna be
Mm.
it's gonna be a whole conversation between you and that person.
Oh, you mean from the ceremony when her dad came and said she's not
Yeah.
gonna like you, you're this, you're that,
Oh
da da?
yeah. I got either my dad or my uncle. Like, oh, this is what. Just so you understand, this is her dad, and this is like well, he out here dogging me. I'm gonna need you to handle that, and he just got handled.
Uh-huh.
And it wouldn't even be a conversation. He just got handled because you don't disrespect your elders. You getting
Yeah.
your elder to come over handle my lightweight.
See, I wouldn't have even engaged. I would have just said thank you for the well wishes and just be done with it. And okay, that's one more person that doesn't like me in this life. I'm
You
not
have
going
to
to
really
disrespect them.
it's
I'm just
it's
not
different.
going
It's
to.
different. It's different
Yeah.
because you're married to this person, and you're
Mm-hmm.
technically family. So you have to establish boundaries. Now you don't have to be rude to them because that's an elder. That's why you go
Mm-hmm.
get your elder from your team to come over and handle that. And if a fight
Mm,
break out amongst them, you just jump in and break it up.
yeah, no. I
Hmm.
I I wouldn't even, because first of all, that's rude. It's my wedding day. Wait till I get back from my honeymoon to tell me mess. Second of all, you are an elder. I'm not getting involved. I would just thank them and go to the bar.
Oh,
Done. It's it's
you're
not
better than
my
me.
zhuzh. It's not my zhuzh. I'm no. And it's all about whether I give a hot damn about what they're saying. I could be married to my husband and not get along with members of their family, but that's just me because they're members of my family I don't get
Right.
along with, and that's
It's
just
different.
my zhuzh.
Right. It's a little different when it's the parent. It's I if we're like an uncle or a cousin, you can overlook that BS. But when it's the parent, it's like oh no, because what happens is when the parent is allowed to disrespect you, it gives their child the license to disrespect you because
Mhm.
children tend to mimic their parent. That's why in this situation, because it's her dad, you go get your dad or your uncle, come handle him to show this is not, we're not going for this.
I've actually been in this situation
Oh.
where a mother was, but she didn't do it to me like one-on-one. It was at a
Mm-hmm.
dinner table. And I just sat there. I didn't say a word. I was simmering. This when I was like hot-headed 20s, early 20s, when you young and ignorant and straight out of Brooklyn, And I sat there and I remembered my mother's teaching to me to respect your elders and just bite your tongue until the tongue falls out. But I was saved by his dad and his brother telling her to stop. And then I went to the restroom for a very long time.
I've never been in that situation. I've been in that situation with friends to where it's like, okay, I'm not gonna even deal with you. I'm just gonna get somebody to come handle you because like no, 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 no. I've had to tell people like, come get your friend. Get your
Yeah,
friend, or
no.
you might want to have this conversation with this person. And
Right.
I'm not dealing with you. I tend to now I'm older.
Mhm.
I never got into fights. It's not my thing. It's like I'm not. I'm go to jail. Just be honest.
Yeah.
Being black, you know. Yeah, no, we're not going to even do all that. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
disengage. Now, like I said, I may get somebody to come handle you, but it's not going to me put my hands on you though. Because yeah, I look good in orange and everything. Trust me. Don't get me wrong. Orange looks good on the brother, but I'm not trying to have that kind of orange. I'm good.
Jumpsuits aren't your zhuzh? No.
Oh,
I don't know. I just don't see, because if I let it in, it's gonna start swirling in my head and I just can't. And if I ask somebody to take care of it, I'm giving it life, I'm giving it credence, you know. I just rather walk away and disengage.
yeah.
And
I
I
think
won't be rude. You
you're right.
see, moving forward, I can say hello to you, but I'm not going to be like shopping buddies with you.
Right.
You will come to all of the mandatory functions. But that's just because you have to,
Mhm.
you know?
I might put a little extra salt in your food.
Oh my God, you're so messy. You're
Just,
so
just,
messy.
just, just, just
Okay,
we gonna salt it to my taste. How about that?
you so bad. So these two fools decide to stay after all. Like she came on that
Yeah,
couch to attack him, and she decided to stay. Like what?
that surprised me. And he decided to stay. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I was like, one of you fools should have said leave.
I would have thought he would have left, but he said he wants to give it a try. What? So that she could actually physically assault you next time?
Right. I was surprised Johnny just veto both their votes and said, no, y'all leaving. We got a
Can
new
he
couple.
do that?
I don't know, but I just like that would be. No, I'm vetoing both of y'all. Y'all both leaving. We got the next couple. Y'all come on in.
Oh gosh. Dag. Oh, it's a good quality to have. I think that's to you, Jamal. Yeah. We agree. We agree. Okay, so they're staying. And last on the couch is Jessica and Mick. Why was
They
the
annoy
first thing
me.
out of her mouth was that everybody think he's a sexual predator? Who put that
No,
out in the
no,
stratosphere?
she was apologizing for what she said that gave people that impression.
You heard an apology in that?
Well, that was her attempt. Because she said I want because she said I want to apologize, and then she said what she said. But I like the fact that Mick called her straight out away, saying like, you was up there flirting with Dan, so how do you think that makes me feel? Because she said something like, well, how do you think that makes me feel? Because she was telling things to other people. He's like, well, you was up there flirting with Dan, so how do you think that makes me feel? I'm like, Mick, speak up, Mick. This is what we need to see from you. Let her know. He peeping everything.
Oh my God. She is a mess. He sees right through her. And yet he still decides to stay, and so does she. And I know she wants to stay to go after Dan, but why
Right.
is he staying?
Maybe he has some money he needs to pay off on the farm.
Oh.
That's the only reason I can see dealing with her.
And
'Cause
I
so
agree
too much.
with Susan on this. She jumped into Ennis's spot. Not only
Oh,
is
definitely.
hated, but she took Ennis's blueprint of what she did to get screen time, and
Hmm.
now she's doing it.
Oh, most definitely. There
Ciao.
are no lies. There's no lies told there.
Yeah, so that was all of the couples. We lose Dino and Mel, and John announces that next week, the couples are going to the groom's hometowns to meet their families and to
Hmm.
stay at their homes. Nick is concerned
Hmm.
about Cyril meeting his family and if she can behave. Oof. Mm.
Mm.
All right, so now we go to the next episode. Do you want to go couple by couple?
Yeah, I like. I always like this part. This is my favorite part.
Okay, so which couple do you want to go with first?
Let's do Cyril and Nick first.
Oh, I liked this hometown visit. This was so good. Um, yes, it was a hard decision for him, but he's hoping that Cyril knows what to do. Um, and he has a right to be concerned with
Hmm.
his family's reaction, especially if they've
Yes.
been watching or if they've heard about what's going on. It has been a roller coaster, but when she finally goes and meets them, she apologizes again. This
She's just.
girl.
She's just amazing.
Okay, take it over while I look for this website.
Like, yeah, the fun thing is like they went together. Nick seemed cool. She was nervous. He was kind of trying to like you'll be fine. It's okay. And then they met the family. They were warm and welcoming, and like they were talking. Like just like she fits right in. And then she Nick was saying like, yeah, I told him about what's going on, this, and that. And then she just like, she was really nervous. I was like, don't be nervous, it's gonna be okay. And she just was completely honest, like completely honest with them, and they just embraced her even more. I was like, oh, the mama approves of you. You're in, Cyril. You're in. The mama likes you. The mama likes
Mhm.
honesty. And I was with the mom. Like you were honest. You didn't try to hide anything, and they can see that she's a good person.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that
Susan,
this.
exactly. That's what it's all about. Just come in and be honest. Don't try to hide anything. Own your mistakes and move forward because you're not a bad person. You just have gone through some bad things.
Okay, so guys, what I do is that I go into Google and I type in Married at First Sight Australia season 6 and the episode that I want to watch. And usually a website called dailymotion.com has most of the episodes. Just make sure that you look for the one that has at least an hour's worth of footage. And they do split them up, like how we get 2
Mm.
episodes condensed into one. You do have to look for episode 20 and 21, or 21 and 22 separately. Okay. They do have most of them.
So yeah, it was overall a good home visit for them. And I like the fact that
Yeah.
she's like, I guess I'll be on the couch. Like before that, she's like, I guess I'll be on the couch. She's like, well, no, it's okay. I miss you. So that was good. That was nice. That was sweet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who's next? Is there anyone we like next? Who's next?
Okay, so
Oh, Jules and Cam, that was easy. They came in. She looked around. This is nice. This is great. They got on the bed. I was like, that's kind of a small bed, though. I'm just that in my humble opinion, it's a little bit for two people. And y'all getting busy. I mean, yeah, that's kind of a small bed. I hope you don't fall off a bit. But they're just a great couple. So
I love it that he called his bed the workbench.
the work
Oof.
bed. I'm going to look. She better look for notches.
It's gonna be squeaking when he work her out. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, and I love the conversation. She does go to meet both of his parents, and the conversation that he has with his dad when his mom takes Jules inside to show him some random
Hmm.
shit. The conversation between father and son, I got like the tingles about it when dad recounted the first time he said I love you to his wife. Loved
Hmm.
it. I thought like that's what father son conversations, relationships should be like. They're just like so perfect. I hate them. Not like that, but yeah. They're just so perfect. When is the bottom gonna fall out?
You know what is? They're like the palate cleanser of the show. Like you
We
deal with
don't need
all
a
the mess.
palate cleanser.
They're like the lemon sherbet after the garlic crab fettuccine alfredo.
Is
Just
it
saying.
bad that I want all ratchet?
I mean, you can only deal with so much ratchet. You have to throw some palate cleansers in there just for the general audience. Not for you,
No,
but the general audience.
I want all ratchet. All ratchet all the time. That's gonna be my new TV show. All ratchet all the time. Oh my god. So yeah, I guess they're having another great week. So what, Jules and Cam? Who's next?
Let's do Jessica and Mick. That had me
Down on
hollering.
the
The farm.
farm. He
That was
took
a
her to the
swing.
Oh my god. And like the dog looked half dead. You're welcome. The dog looked half dead, but it busted through and came to greet him. It turned its nose up at Jess
Right?
and walked away. And then I don't know why she thought the sheep were attacking her. Were they?
She's just one of those not farmy type people. She's one of those people who think all animals are gonna bite her.
I'm a not farmy type person, but I wouldn't have behaved like that.
You know
They're
how she
just
is.
sheep.
It's because it's not Instagram. It's not Instagram worthy.
She had on her wellies. She could have taken a selfie with one of the sheep.
She could have that's not what she likes. She wants the glamorous life. She wants sheepskin, not sheep.
Mm.
Just saying.
I
Just
will
saying.
agree with her on one thing. That was not a king bed.
That was not a king size bed.
Call your
No.
mama.
Yep.
Unless king is a different size down under,
That's not a king.
that looked like a full or
That was
double.
that was the first time I was Team Jessica.
Oh, and then she told him, "Can you go and change the pillow sham because it stinks?" I guess nobody aired out the house before they got there.
Mm-mm.
Who
The
been
queen
taking care of all of them animals while he been gone?
probably family,
Okay.
unless the animals are just for show.
I don't think so. Look at him. Look at him. I
True.
don't think so. That was a queen, not a king. You really
It
think that was a
was
queen?
a queen. I was more with Jess on the double thing. I'll be honest.
Maybe that's what they call a queen down
Oh,
there.
that could be.
Ooh, I was laughing so hard. That whole she has slop pigs. Oh, if he has pigs,
No, I want to see the
that would be
cow.
brilliant. I've had to feed pigs.
No, I
It's
want to see her milk
fun.
a cow. I want to see her milk a
It's
cow.
that might kick her.
Bonus.
Uh,
But okay, moving on. Um, So
Okay.
who we have
Who's
left?
next?
Dan and Tamara. They didn't do too much, right? They just kind of walked in and she.
Did
Okay, she had me crying when she went straight to the closet, talking about what he has to move and what he could take out.
yes. Oh my
That
goodness.
she had me cracking up with that one. He's like,
I
I'm gonna do that to you.
I think she's just trying to get a little bit back for the slight
Right.
with Jessica. I didn't blame her at all.
No.
She's marking her territory.
Mhm.
All these things that she does, she's marking her territory because she's very jealous. So yeah, I don't mind her at all. She's just fun. She's just fun. Okay, so who's next?
I think we always have like what Billy and Susie left. I
Did
think.
we talk about Ning and Mark doing the reenactment of their
Oh,
vows?
we can't forget
Yeah,
about them.
no,
Thank you for
yeah, because
reminding.
that was real romantical.
He did a great job. I'm not gonna say a lie. He did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well thought out, well planned. Like he was honest. He just did the thing. I'm gonna hear. There's nothing more I can say with him. I felt like he did everything right.
And it didn't cost him a cent. And she went along with it. I was
Mm-hmm.
so surprised that she didn't like, this is stupid or nothing. Like, this shows that she's getting into it. She's getting into him. And she
Mm-hmm.
walked down the aisle. And then jokingly, she said, I'm just here for the food and drink, not
That was
you.
right.
You know, I think they look cuter and cuter with each interaction, and I want to see more of them, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You see the growth in them. That's why.
mhm. But I'm with her with regards to his apartment. It is not big enough for her and the three kids. It is in no way family ready with one plate, one cup, you know, two spoons, one fork. Um, he says he has a king bed. I was giving that the side eye too. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
look that up if king means king down there. But yeah, they're gonna have to buy a different place to make it big enough for a whole family, like a ready-made family.
Did you get the part where he said women don't come to his house? That was
Yes.
hilarious. He's like, I don't want women to know where I live.
Yep. Yeah, he doesn't play home games. And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's not leading them on. He's not, you know, making them think that there's something more than to what it is, a shag. That's it. And he has his entertaining um items, a half stack of red solo cups
Mm-hmm.
for if he entertains. Ay ay ay. And his musty
So
body pillows, ew, they look like they needed a washing.
so it looks like I'm looking at a chart right now. It
Mhm.
looks like their sizing runs bigger than our sizing.
So their king bed is bigger than ours?
Smaller.
Even
I mean smaller.
smaller. Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can.
Billy's
No.
couch. That couch was yes. That couch looks like it's seen the inside of many different homes and apartments. That looked like it was a hand-me-down.
Stop it.
It did. And Mike's couch was only slightly better. Oof.
Right.
But he had a beautiful view though. I agree with Heidi
Oh
on that.
man.
Mm?
Man, I like his view. His view was like ridiculous.
Yes, it was very, very pretty. And I like how welcoming he was to Heidi. You know, I don't like too much about Mike, but he was very welcoming to her. He said, anything you want in here, it's yours. Feel free to use anything. Go anywhere. It's at your disposal. And I thought that was quite lovely coming from him.
It was. He was
Mm-hmm.
very open.
Mm-hmm.
So which means she's breaking him down a little bit.
Maybe he's finally listening to her.
I hope so. I really do hope so because he's gotta he's gotta do a little bit better, in my opinion. Like
Oh,
he's
wait.
coming along. He's coming along. I'm not gonna take that from him, but he's gotta do better.
I just noticed that I totally jumped from Ning and Mark to Mike and Heidi. I'm sorry.
That's fine. So we all know you. So we all know you want to get to Billy and Susie. That's it.
No, we're saving them for last. What did you think about that weird yoga class?
Yeah, no.
You really think Mike does that?
No.
I didn't get it.
That's for the camera.
I like his parents and I like his dad. I like his dad a lot. You know,
it's always the coolest part of the show.
Mm-hmm. But the dad especially is very impressed with Heidi. And I think, you know, he says quite clearly, he hopes that it works out because it's about time that Mike, who's 44, settles down, gets married and has children.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
I'm really trying to like him. I really am. But I can't get over what he did to Heidi on the beach when they first got married on their honeymoon. Oof.
No, I get it.
I need to get over things. I really do. I have a problem with that. I love Heidi. I love her. Okay, so Martha and Michael, he takes her to his school to meet with the children that he teaches gym PE to, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They play basketball. She tries to get information out of the kids on him. It's just kind of dumb. Whatever.
Yeah.
I was hoping she would have fallen down, but she didn't. Yeah, they have another great week. Who else? Okay. We are at the main event. Ding, 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 ding. In this corner, we have Billy. Mm-hmm. And in the opposing corner, we have Susie. Let's have a good fight.
She came through the door complaining. She would complain and call him babe. I'm like, what? Huh? What?
She can't help herself.
I was like, okay, like, and she goes, okay, this is dirty. He's like, okay, can't be helped. He's like, what can I do? He's like, you can clean it. He's like, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, here we go. Everything's a complaint, but babe, like babe just wipes out what you previously said before.
Mm-hmm.
You're a jackhole, babe. That just doesn't work. I'm sorry.
Said with love and affection.
Right.
She does like the views at his place, though.
Mm-hmm.
But then she says something about the commitment ceremony being like a big wake up call.
Like
and she wanted to clear air so that they can move forward.
Right, like she's like, I've never had so many people come at me like that and blah blah blah. I'm like, shut up. You got told about yourself. Let it go.
I think I missed a part here because Billy thought that she apologized. Did she apologize?
I didn't really find it, but hey, I could have missed it.
Maybe they edited that part out and he just sounded stupid thinking that she apologized because I didn't hear it.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Okay, thought that was me. Then Billy invites his friend over to show his nude calendar to Susie. Full frontal, not ashamed.
She could not compliment him fully, like on camera for some reason. Like that was just, she just couldn't do it. But in her confessional, she thought he is beautiful.
And she begged for a copy to take home and drool all over.
Oh yeah.
Who knew all of that was underneath there with little Mr. Billy? And Billy kept on saying something about not bad for a flaccid peen.
That's what she.
What
That's
do you
why
think
she.
about her lips and lashes? Her lashes are atrocious, and they're very distracting to me because I think there's a break in one of them. Yeah. Her lips, I'm assuming she gets injections like everybody else does. Yeah, her lashes are a little bit too thick and too overdone, and, like, on the beach, I thought one was broken in the middle. I look at the dumbest things, I'm sorry, but I'm glad that y'all are with me looking at these things too. I don't
I'm gonna leave
feel
that.
so bad.
I'm gonna leave that to you guys.
But
Now
I
I'll be
asked
nice.
you about the wigs because wigs are not my zhuzh.
I mean that yeah, there's no some of these women there's no excuse for that. So yeah, I will speak on that. But her lashes, I was like, well, they seemed a little off. I'm like, okay, that could be her style. That's what I gave her. That could be just your style. Off the lashes could be your style.
I think she needs to get them professionally done.
Yeah, don't no do it no do it don't do it yourself.
Yeah.
You can tell she did.
Um,
You can tell she does them herself too because they're uneven.
See, you do notice this stuff. Don't play
I
like you don't.
do. I notice these things, but I feel it's impolite for a male to initiate those conversations.
So you leave it to me?
Of course,
Mm.
you like you can start the conversation. I can jump in and co-sign. See, that's how it works. That's how you do it.
Oh my God. Okay, so then we see them like having coffee or tea or something like that. She asked for sweetener. He couldn't find it or something like that. They go to the beach. He's going to teach her how to surf. She gets in, feels a pebble, and jumps back out. He does one thing, comes back to the beach, and one question, and all of a sudden he's the world's biggest liar.
Hmm. He lied about the sweetener, and he lied about like the last time he served. I'm like, you just looking for something. This is not going to make you try. This is not going to make you attracted to the man you think is beautiful naked. I'm going to need you to rework your strategy.
I wonder why she signed up for this show.
Me too.
Because I don't think anybody would have been good enough for her.
No, but
Um,
I'm glad that he got sick of it and he left her on the beach.
yes, he walked away and just left. Good for him. And he said, I'm not going to sit here and let you talk to me like and treat me like a piece of shit. Good for you, Billy.
I'm like this, ma'am. Do you know how many women would love a man with a house on the beach? What's wrong with you?
But she says she will never trust him if he continues to lie. What did he lie? Okay, he lied about not knowing where the. That wasn't even a lie. He just didn't know where the sweetener was because it's his roommate's, not his.
Right,
And he said that he didn't surf for 2 years, and then on the beach he said a few months. What's
right.
the big whoop?
I wouldn't care.
For
But see,
real?
that just tells you she's looking for problems.
Yes.
So that's not something I would even take note of. If I'm
Mhm.
being completely honest, if I'm trying to
Mhm.
get to know you, I'm not going to pick on that on low details.
Yep. Yep.
I'm more concerned. I would be more concerned about like, if you lie about you having children, how many times you've been married. I mean, like that's the kind of things I don't want lies about.
They Billy sleeps on that dirty couch and she sleeps in the bed. The next morning she comes out and Billy asks her to talk.
No, I thought she asked him to talk.
Oh,
I believe.
whatever. They
I
do
think she.
talk.
Yeah, I think she initiated because she wanted to clear the air.
Again with clearing the air. She doesn't do a
Right.
very good job of clearing the air because
Mm-mm.
every time she says that, she goes in on him. And
Right.
again, that's what she does. And she doesn't understand why he just keeps on lying to her. But I don't think those are lies. Like you
No,
said,
to me
they're
those are
not
fibs.
major.
To me those are fibs.
Not even if you don't know where your roommate keeps his stevia, like how is that a lie? It's like you didn't buy it, you don't put it away, you
Mhm.
don't use it, so why should you know? Like, do I know where your socks are at? No. You see what I mean? Like,
fault
you are
finding.
arguing over like sweetener. He offered you honey, bitch. Put the honey in it.
Here's what I would have done. As soon as he opened up the pantry, I'm like, "Ooh, let me see what's in here." See, I'm nosy that way. I'm sorry. The first thing, if I'm staying at your place, is like once I greet you, say hello, this is that. Once you welcome me into your home, I'm going to the kitchen. I'm seeing where everything is.
It just,
She's
this
just
girl baffles
she's
me.
she's just annoying, and she's rude and annoying, and she's not likable. That's the problem. How dare you walk into someone's home and treat them poorly? Even if I don't like you, well, first of all, if I don't like you, I'm not coming to your house.
Yeah,
That's just number one.
yeah.
Number two, I'm going to ask like, hey, do you have this? If not, I'll make do with what you. Whatever you find, I'll make do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she has no home training, and I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, yeah. Because don't forget, I think they're Eastern European,
Hmm.
so they are brash and really, really rough around everywhere, not just edges. But she thinks that she's been nothing but fabulous to him.
Since the couch, she's been nothing but fabulous. I'm like, where?
And he
I'm still trying
says
to
those
find it.
epic words, please go. He throws her out.
But I was sitting there in my head. I'm like, if I were Billy, I wouldn't take this. I would throw her out. And then when he said, "Please go," I was like, "What?" He
Epic.
and she said, like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yes, please go." I'm like, "Go, Billy. Good job." That's what I'm talking about. She need to find her.
No, no bigger insult was offered in the most politely wrapped bow parcel than please go.
Please,
Love it.
that was amazing. That
Mm-hmm.
that he threw her out. Didn't care where she was going, who she was with. Just get out.
Just go.
Just get out. Just get out.
Yeah, you're used to being on your own. Just go.
Just go.
This was the episode. Oh God, Married at First Sight Australia season 6, episode 21-22. Epic, gorgeous, love it. Any final thoughts from you on what we witnessed
No,
last night?
this was just a great episode. Like this franchise just keeps on delivering.
I wish our Married at First Sight would have like more guidance from the experts. I think that's where we go wrong.
I totally agree.
But look at this. We're up to episode 22 on this, and we cannot get enough.
It's because the production is good, the cast is good. They are just a complete and utter train wreck, but a good train wreck. I mean, you have lots of couples. You know what it is? You have lots of couples. So the more couples you have, the more chances things can happen and go wrong. And we have to realize all the couples actually meet together on a weekly basis. So that brings them even more into each other's lives.
Yeah, yeah. And Australia is such a pretty place to photograph, or
Mm-hmm.
videography or whatever. I like seeing all the different places that they've gone. It's really super cool.
The U.S. version just comes off as very dry.
Who?
The U.S. version just comes off as very dry. The couple,
It
the couples are
does.
dry. Um, yeah, the couples are just dry.
I think that's more so this cycle. But last season when they were in NOLA, I really
That was
loved
good.
that. I loved it. It was just a really great destination for them to do this experiment.
Hmm.
Atlanta,
I expected more from Atlanta.
I didn't.
I did. They need to do Seattle next year. Just saying.
Well, that'd be nice, but I think they're Houston and Boston or something like that.
I thought they already did Boston.
I think
No?
they're going back because I think it's
Oh,
Boston that's having trouble recruiting participants.
Oh,
Yeah.
they gotta do better though. They need more couples.
Anywho, guys, let us know what you think about this delicious little show. Leave your comments below. We do read them and we do respond. Please give us a thumbs up because we ask you to hit that subscriber button and the notification bell. And most importantly, tell a friend. We really do appreciate all of you for watching. And any final words, Jamal?
No, I think we're good. This is a great episode.
2 episodes.
That's right. I forget it's 2 episodes.
Okay, guys. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.